I'm Tim, welcome to Watch One, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Maurice LaCroix Masterpiece Retrograde, 46 millimeters in stainless steel. You can see this Maurice LaCroix Masterpiece Retrograde on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there if you like, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. Now you can see on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. This is a watch that is truly oversized in the modern sense. 46 millimeters across the diagonally opposed round portions of the case, 14.5 millimeters thick. It stands proud of the wrist, and you can see it actually swells out from its base. This is not one that's going to slip under a tight dress cuff. And at 52 millimeters from mighty lug extremity to opposing lug extremity, the watch has a ton of visual presence. It dominates the wrist, and if you have a very small wrist, it might fit, but you'd better like the look of an oversized timepiece. And if you're the type who can't get a big enough watch, please let me have your attention, because I've got a solution for you. The nice thing about it is it's not overbearing on the wrist. It's not super heavy. Has a little bit of satisfying premium watch heft to it, but Maurice LaCroix did a good job of minimizing the absolute mass so that it doesn't become a distraction. Also much appreciated, it has a very unique system of joining the lug to the case. Now you can see that the lug appears to be a conforming end piece, but you don't see the characteristic curvature of a semi-conforming spring bar. So what's being done here? Well, the interesting technique that Maurice LaCroix has used, and it manufactures its own case so it has complete control of the process, is there's actually a scalloped section of the case flank where the strap sort of inserts itself and curves underneath the overhang of the case. So you have the visual refinement of the seamless transition from case to lug to strap. There's no discernible gap between them, no daylight showing through, but you also get the ergonomic ease of a strap that can bend straight down and flow around the wrist. It's almost like the strap's a little bit underslung beneath the case. So this ergonomic, shall we call it alchemy, allows a truly huge case, and it is cavernous in terms of volume, to sit easily on my wrist. Only 16 centimeters, but I can wear it with ease. Now, it features a wonderful double, or I should say single deployant, twin trigger clasp. I'm going to open it up so you can see some of the clever design at work here. Beautifully finished on the inside. It uses a minderless strap system so that the excess actually flows underneath through this opening and tucks under this portion of the strap so that you're able to eliminate the strap minder loops that inevitably become ragged and haggard, ugly, unsightly, unserviceable long before a high-quality alligator leather strap will. So Maurice LaCroix cleans things up by eliminating the minders with this clever twin trigger deployant clasp. Now, what the watch brings to the table is a wonderfully sculpted case in combination with a beautifully readable, high-contrast retrograde dial. Let's take a quick look at the case. You can see that the fluted lugs and the double-stepped bezel give it strong character lines. What it also has, thanks to Queloz, Maurice LaCroix's in-house case manufacturer, is beautiful finish contrasting the vertically brushed sides of the case with the polished actuator for the retrograde date and the high-polished bezel and lug hoods. Beautifully rendered, it frames a huge dial that's made to look even larger by the high ratio of black dial base to bezel. The bezel looks like a silver halo around this dial, so what you get overwhelmingly is the watch face as the face of the watch. Appropriate enough. Now, the bi-retrograde system features a 45-hour power reserve, which you can watch advancing as you wind this manual caliber ML150 movement, opposed by a retrograding date. Now I'll show you how you adjust the date, and when it reaches the end, it will, by your command or the natural course of the passage of time, retrograde back to the beginning. Constant seconds sits at 6 o'clock. It's both entertaining and highly practical, and because the stylized alpha hands at center are loomed, you can use this one a little bit like a sports watch. It's easily legible at night. Now the case back highlights Maurice LaCroix's in-house ML150 movement. The company, which has been building watches since 1975, started making its own in-house calibers in 2006, and the ML150, inspired by the architecture of the ETA Unitas 6497, carries over the best elements of its forebear while including refinement and unique finish that sets it apart. Now, it is a 2.5 hertz or 18,000 vibration per hour, big balance. This watch achieves accuracy and isochronism through the use of a large balance wheel with a high moment of inertia, a lot of mass. You can see the winding train, well, you can see the whole drivetrain, really. You can see as I wind the watch, you can watch the power travel almost like a diagram of a simple mechanical watch from the crown wheel to the ratchet wheel, from the mainspring barrel underneath the ratchet wheel through the center wheel, the third wheel, the fourth wheel, the escape wheel, you can see its jewel right there, and then you can see that pallet with its inset jewels chattering away on the escape wheel, impulsing the balance itself. It's almost like a pocket watch movement set within a wristwatch, and being inspired by the 6497, that description is not far off. Of course, we do see refinements, including what Maurice LaCroix calls a black gold PVD treatment on the beautifully brushed bridges and a beautifully polished swan's neck regulator for micrometric adjustments to the rate. It's a beautiful movement, and because Maurice LaCroix builds the case, the movement, and designs the watch, it all looks of a piece with this sprawling case back completely filled by the ML150 caliber. You can see this surprisingly manufacturer-made Maurice LaCroix Masterpiece Retrograde with retrograding date and power reserve on our website, watchyouwant.com.